Yo, what's going on guys, your boy Max here and welcome back to another Fortnite video. So today I'm going to be talking to you lot about how to actually improve at Fortnite fast and what some of the fastest ways are to improve at the game and some that you should definitely practice. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. So it's quite hard to say what a good Fortnite player is because the game has already evolved so much and its players have become so much better than they were before, and I feel like there's some longevity to the game still, and it will still be a big game for the next year or two at the very least. So I'm not going to get into that, but these tips are some that will definitely help you improve whatever the time is, and let's get it started. So the first way that you guys should go about improving at the game is adapting to the seasonal meta. And this involves glitches, exploits, obviously not anything that can get you banned because you don't want to be doing that. But stuff like the wall phases, for example, no one ever knew that existed, but obviously it's not a glitch and people have found out about that. You got to keep up with that type of stuff. Obviously you don't have to be looking at absolutely anything and everything that's in the game because a lot of it is quite situational, and that's the reason I don't really look at high ground techniques that are super complex and I'll maybe use once or twice in like 100 games. But look at the most common stuff that the players are doing at the moment and try and get good at the weapons that are really kind of strong or overpowered at the moment. I wouldn't say there's anything in the game that's super broken right now, but back then the mythic weapons was something that you guys could take advantage of, and that's the sort of thing I mean when I say take advantage of the things that are actually in the game during a specific season. So yeah, this is definitely something very important, but let's move on to one of the biggest ways that helped a lot of the players that are really good at the game now, and that's going to be creative mode. Came into the game at the start of season 7, I'm pretty sure, and ever since then people have been grinding it out and getting their mechanics better, and it's honestly just such a great way to practice your shooting, editing, building, your retakes, your wall resets, literally anything you can possibly think of you can practice in creative. And one thing that's really popular in particular at the moment is realistic fights, which I see why it is popular, and to be honest I really like the idea. I think it's going to be another one of those kind of meta things to practice your mechanics for the next couple months, because box fights was in the game, so was build fights, and now those are some of the rarer things that are being used by players. They are still useful of course, but realistic fights just gives you that in-game experience that you'd get pretty much nearly every single game. There's some RNG to it of course, you can turn it off in some maps from what I've heard, so if you want to practice with that no RNG factor then go for it. But as I said, realistic fights are just a great way to practice overall, and that's something you guys should try. I know creative can be a little daunting at first for the newer players, but get your friends in there and start grinding together. There's nothing more fun than 1v1 in your actual friends, and if they find it fun you guys can just 1v1 each other for the longest time, or 2v2 or 3v3, literally anything at this point. Next, let's talk about game sense, and a lot of people neglect this because they think that the game is solely based on mechanics, which isn't really wrong. Your mechanics do have to be up to a good standard if you want to compete nowadays, but game sense is the thing that separates the good from the great, and the reason for that is because the great players will know when to push fights, when to rotate, what side of zone to rotate on, and stuff like that. And it's just basically all about your game IQ, and that is very important in this game because the map is just so large and there's so many possibilities that you can make the map work for you basically. Now the best practice that could help you improve your game sense would have to be playing scrims or playing tournaments. And why I say that is because when you get into the top end tournaments and scrims with the most elite players of this game, you're gonna find yourself questioning why people do certain things and just coming up against people that know what they're doing a lot more than you do. And in the long run that's going to help you out because playing against better players will only make you better in the end. And the final thing I want to mention is putting in a ton of practice. Rome wasn't built in one day is something that gets chucked around a lot nowadays, and I love the quote, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to really be great at something, people say that you gotta put 10,000 hours into it, and to be honest I agree. Of course you don't have to play for 10,000 hours straight, that's not what I'm saying, but you guys get the gist and the point of things over here. You basically gotta play as much as you can if you really want to get better at this game. Don't force yourself to do it, but if you're having fun and enjoying it, then why not, you know? Anyways, though, that does wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful to you, and if it was, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with the notifications on to never miss another upload from your boy ever again. I upload weekly videos on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. And every Friday I do drop a podcast, and every Wednesday and Sunday I do drop a Fortnite video, which mainly they are tutorials around here. But yeah, that wraps it up, and before you guys do go, make sure you guys are using the code MaxGamer7 in the Fortnite item store if you'd like to support me and the channel at no extra cost whatsoever. But do bear in mind that the code does reset every 14 days. But with that being said, the video comes to an end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.